I know you have quite a bit of wildlife around here. Now, I don't mean wildlife, I mean animal wildlife. Tell us the animals that you've seen and if you have any stories about encounters with them.
Well, we've got turkeys, coyotes, fox, bobcats, mountain lions, deer, javelinas, and I've seen buffalo. Did I mentioned elk, didn't
I don't think so.
I? Elk, we had elk too. But the encounter I had with javelinas, that I was walking up the road and I heard something behind me and I thought it was a cow. And I just kept walking and I said, "You better get out of here, you don't even belong here." And it kept walking, so I turned around and looked and it was a javelina. So I remembered what my dad had told me a long time ago about javelinas. He said, "Don't ever run from one." Well, I was getting too old to run anyway, and I sure couldn't climb a tree. And so I got me a couple of limbs that had fallen down, and I walked toward it with the limbs, yelling at it and all of that. And as I got closer, it turned around and went down the road and then went across the road. I assumed that it had some little ones. And I thought I better get to the house because she was between me and the house. And so I guess I got a little antsy and was walking a little too fast and it come back out. So I had to try the same thing again, and it worked. So I finally went on to the house, but I took it slower to the house.
Even though you wanted to run in terror, huh?
Yeah.
Did you mention bear? That
No, I didn't mention bear. But I've seen 3 bear here. But I just stayed in the house till they got ready to, on their own, to leave.
And I don't know, did she mention turkeys? Because they come right down through your yard. And
The turkeys were here this morning and so were the deer.
we missed them. Should have come in the morning. Have you ever had any other encounters with animals that really worried you?
No.
A skunk
I
or
haven't. No, I haven't.
You're brave. A lot braver than I would be. The creek runs just a little ways from your house over here. And it runs most of the year, doesn't it? Then it goes down east of here and disappears. Where does it go?
Down, back into the ground.
Just back down into the... That just amazes me. I wish I could give a scientific explanation for that, but I can't. But I'd always just... That happens in several of the canyons around it. There's water and then it just disappears. Now, you being out here and alone, have a lot of time to do various hobbies. What are some of your hobbies?
This is a few of them, and this.
All right, this quilt, butterfly quilt.
That's a butterfly.
And these are little
Lizards or little alligators or whatever.
magnets,
Mm-hmm.
and they're made out of beads and
Thread.
thread.
String, or string, I guess you could
And these are
say. Texas mosquitoes.
and they're made out of devil claws. I think those are cute. And then these Easter eggs are, tell how you make those Easter eggs.
Well, I blow up a balloon and shape it however I want it shaped. And I put it in real thick sugar water. And I hang it up to dry, and when it gets dried, I puncture the balloon and pull it through one of the holes. And then I decorate it. You can make several things out of it. You can cut a hole out of it and put some eggs in it, and put your green grass in it, and eggs in it, or bunnies, or whatever you want to do with it.
You mean like this?
Yes. Like this. And this part of it down here is a paper bowl. You just decorate it.
And this basket right here,
It's made from a Tide soap box and crinkled paper and little beads and little roses decorated.
that looks just like a woven basket. And then you have your red or
Green.
green chili. And I love this little thing here. It's called the Stone Family.
It's a rock band. This is made with letter macaroni.
And then all the little rocks put on this other rock.
That's a paperweight.
That's cute. And then those bells over there are made out of tin can lids. And it's quite an art to bend those things just so. Very talented.
Jack of all trades and master of nothing.
Exactly. Living out here alone, you have no really close neighbors. I mean, there's some off over there and some off over there, but you can't see them. You know they're there, but they're not next door. And living here by yourself, what really worries you about living out here along the creek?
Well, I don't think I've ever worried about living here. I've got neighbors closer than I ever had in my life.
Well, do you ever worry about the creek coming down really big?
Well, yes, and it really is something to be bothered about. But I've never been worried enough to move.
What do you think you'd do if the creek came down really, really big?
Well, there's a hill right behind the house.
Just escape to the hills, huh? Who are your children and where are they now?
I have a son that lives in Hurley. And my daughter lives in Socorro.
And what are their names?
My son's name is Jerry Lehman Davis, and my daughter's name is Joan Marie Burris.
How many grandchildren?
I have one granddaughter. and 2 great grandkids, a boy and a girl.
Okay, when you first came here, how many people approximately, how many families lived in the canyon? About?
Well, they actually weren't too many, and I knew every one of them. But they have, either a lot of them passed away, a lot of them moved out. But we have a lot more now because they're built up on the hill, and I didn't realize until I went to a yard sale weekend before this past weekend that they were as many down around Sailor Park. We went in there and trailer houses everywhere. I just couldn't believe it.
I would say that probably 100 families live up and down this now.
Probably.
From about maybe 15 or 20 when you first came here.
Mm-hmm.
Which way would you rather have it? Would you like it back the way it was, or does it bother either
It
way?
doesn't bother me. I'm here by myself and up here.
And what goes on down there?
Well, they change. They keep changing, and why even bother to know who's living there?